If they carry on forever as enemies, catastrophe after catastrophe will follow. Either they will wipe each other out or one will wipe the other out and suffer the consequences, which is unthinkable. We are passing through trouble and crisis largely due to certain hatred and violence that was accumulated during the days before partition. We have inherited this legacy and we must face it. Let us forget the governments and think of the millions of people who live next door to one another. At some time or other, those millions will have to come together, will have to cooperate, will have to be friends. There is no doubt about it. Let us think of that future which may not be very distant, and let us not do things today which may lead to generations of rivalry and conflict. We have, as the House knows, offered to make a joint declaration with the government of Pakistan for the avoidance of war. Some honorable members may think that it is a gesture of weakness. Well, I am sorry if they think so, because it is in fact a gesture of strength. We know exactly to what limit we are going to permit things to go. We have made that offer because we are convinced that if it is agreed to, it would lay the foundations for a gradual, if not sudden, improvement and for the settlement of various questions. I do not want honorable members to think lightly of a question which they want solved by war. I can understand war in the context of defense. I do not wish to think of war in the context of aggression, and I want to make this point perfectly clear on behalf of myself and my government. We have indeed fallen far below what might be called the Gandhian ideology, but it still influences us to some extent. Anyway, it is not a question of ideologies at all. It is a question of looking at the world today with clear eyes. As the House remembers, Mahatma Gandhi once spoke warningly of the countries of the world looking at one another with bloodshot eyes. There is something fateful about that sentence. He said, "Keep your eyes clear." So, I try as far as I can to keep my eyes clear when I look at the scene, whether it is India or the world scene or the relations between India and Pakistan. For bloodshot eyes bode nothing good, no clear thinking and no clear action. An honorable member implied that people grow weak because they do not have bloodshot eyes. That is not only wrong policy but a policy of despair. Therefore, it is well to be prepared for all contingencies, where military or any other. It is well to be firm and not bow down to evil, but it is also well always to be conciliatory and always to stretch out your hand to those who will grasp it, because though their government may not do so, The people will always grasp an outstretched hand, not only the people of a particular country but the people of all the countries of the world. For some time past, I have been greatly concerned with developments in East Bengal and their repercussions in West Bengal.